Alright, so I got the orange fender mounted onto the truck here. I got it bolted up in a few places. I'm going to put a few more bolts into place. One there. Actually, I got one that's, I didn't notice it until I put this fender on, but one of the bolts was broken off inside the little captured nut there, so I'm going to try and get that out. I'd really like to get that out, but anyway, it needs to, I want the fender to be as perfectly in place as it possibly can be. So I'm going to put a couple more bolts in here to get it in position, because what I'm afraid of is when I start welding in this trailer fender patch panel, that it'll kind of lock it into a shape that would make it difficult to bolt in. So I'm going to go ahead and put some more bolts into this fender. One thing I wanted to note, I didn't notice this till now, is the back of this fender does not have a marker light spot in it. And that's what all this stuff is laying down here. This was part of the original marker light. And then I've got the lens here in the back of the truck. And I'll go over here to the passenger side. You can see this fender has a marker light on it. So I tested them. I mean, they're only marker lights. They're not turn signals. It's only a 2-wire setup. It's a single filament bulb. So I'm just going to get rid of them. You know, obviously on that side I don't have to do anything, but this side I'll just come in and make a little filler piece out of metal, weld it in, do some body work on it, and just get rid of it altogether. So what I'm working on at the moment is the fuel door. I have to, I've cut in here with the grinder. I need to come in here with the body saw and cut this radius, because I'm only using this little narrow strip here and this strip here on the bottom that'll be welded back to the fender. The rest of this is unnecessary, and it would get in the way. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this out and probably get this welded in, and then start test fitting with the tire and the trailer fender. The trailer fender patch panel is what I'm calling it, and see how everything goes. So let me do some work and then I'll shoot some more videos. Okay, so I got a few more bolts put in on the fender, and I've been working on getting this trailer fender patch panel into place, and it's looking pretty good. I cut some of it off because there was a whole bunch that was sticking up past that, so I cut it down effectively to what I need. I mean, obviously when I finally weld this in, this will all be flush, but just cut it down so it wasn't as bulky and hard to work with. And you can see how much better it was to actually cut a radius in here as opposed to cutting it at a 90 and having to patch something back in there. So overall it's coming around. It's just little bit by little bit, a whole bunch of little pieces and stuff that I've cut off. And there you can see the little piece of the fuel door that's left. That'll get welded right into that area. So it's coming along, and just bit by bit trimming away and getting it to fit right. So I'll keep working and keep shooting more videos. Alright, here's where I'm at so far, and I'm just about ready to start laying in the first few welds on this spare tire dimple here in the fender. Basically the first thing I'm going to weld is this last little bit of the fuel filler door. It's not set in there perfectly. I'm going to try and get it as flush with the original fender as possible, but I'm going to put some weld in here and get that welded on. And then after that, it'll need a little bit more fine tuning under here, like right in this area. It needs to be ground down. I'm just going to use the flap wheel for that. I'm pretty much at the end of what I can do with cutoff tools like the electric body saw or the cutoff disc on the angle grinder. So now I'm ready to put all that away and get a flap wheel grinding disc on there, and just kind of smooth everything into place and get it all, get the fit as good as I can. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually have to cut off this lip here of the trailer fender, and it'll just be straight. And then what I'll do is I'll come in with a plate from here out to here, so there'll be a little more cutting. You can see how the flat part of the fender down in here is lower than the truck fender out here, so there'll be a little bit more trimming to be done down around in here, but I'll have the fender tack welded in place. I'm going to tack weld it before I cut it, because I'm a little worried about this thing. Once that that lip is cut off, that flange, really, I'm afraid the trailer fender might do that on me and get kind of warpy. So what I'm going to do is trim it, get it all trimmed to match the body line of the truck fender, and then put some tack welds in here where I know I'm not going to be cutting. And then right about here, right where the fender starts to get flat, I'll cut it all the way down, and that way hopefully the truck fender will keep the trailer fender from twisting and warping on me. So that's where I am right now. Kind of tired, don't feel like dragging the welder out here tonight. Kind of sweaty and hungry and hot. It was another 100-something degree day, so I'm done for this evening, and I'll get cracking on this tomorrow and shoot some more videos. So I appreciate y'all watching.